Discover timeless principles for success, growth, and change. Let these powerful words from Dr. Myles Munroe guide you into purpose, vision, and transformation. This is more than a message, it's a journey for your life.
God is getting ready to surprise you. Yes, you. You may not see it yet, but those moments of struggle, those seasons of waiting, those silent prayers are all aligning for a divine breakthrough. Sometimes we grow weary because we expect God to show up in a way we understand, but God works in ways beyond our comprehension. He doesn't just answer prayers, He orchestrates miracles. Look closely around you. Notice the little things, the unexpected doors opening, the people appearing in your life at just the right time, the feelings of peace amidst chaos. Those are not coincidences. They are God's fingerprints on your story. You think it's random luck, but no, it's divine preparation. He's preparing you for something greater than you've ever dreamed. Don't rush the process. Don't be anxious when you don't see immediate results. Remember, the same God who parted the seas and raised the dead is working quietly in your life right now. Your breakthrough might come disguised as a challenge, a delay, or a detour, but it's all part of the divine plan. So I urge you, watch for the signs. Pay attention to the moments that stir your spirit. The divine is speaking in whispers through your circumstances, in the kindness of strangers, in the unexpected blessings. When God is about to surprise you, He prepares you first. Your faith, your patience, your trust, they are the keys that unlock this new season. God's surprise isn't just about changing your situation, it's about transforming you. So stand strong, stand ready, and be open. The surprise is coming, and when it does, it will be more magnificent than anything you could imagine, because God's surprises always exceed expectations. Hold on, stay faithful, and watch how your story turns around. Your miracle is on its way. God is preparing a breakthrough for you, even if you can't see it yet. It's important to understand that just because the change hasn't appeared on the surface doesn't mean it isn't already taking place in the unseen realm. There is a divine process happening behind the scenes, a sacred orchestration that you cannot fully grasp with your natural eyes or mind. Sometimes when we face moments of silence or delay, we are tempted to believe that nothing is happening, that our prayers have gone unheard, or that our efforts are in vain. But this is precisely when God is working the hardest on your behalf. Breakthroughs don't always announce themselves with loud fanfare. Often they begin quietly, almost imperceptibly, in the depths of your heart and in the invisible forces aligning in your favor. It's like the seed planted deep beneath the soil. It may lie hidden for a while, but beneath that earth, it is gathering strength, drawing nourishment, and preparing to break through the surface at the perfect time. Your breakthrough is the fruit of patience and faith. It's the result of endurance, the reward for refusing to give up when everything seems dark or uncertain. Even if you can't see the shift now, believe that God is shifting circumstances, moving people, opening doors, and orchestrating events that will soon reveal themselves in your reality. Your current waiting season is not wasted time. It's a vital period of preparation where God is molding you, building your character, and setting you up for something extraordinary. Trust that the invisible work going on right now is far more powerful than what you see with your eyes. So hold on to hope with unwavering faith, knowing that every silent moment, every trial, every delay is a sign that God is actively preparing a breakthrough. When it finally arrives, it will be unmistakable, overwhelming, and beyond anything you could have imagined. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is already being crafted with divine precision. You may not see it yet, but it is closer than you think, and it will change your life forever. Struggles and waiting periods are not random hardships. They are purposeful seasons, carefully woven into the fabric of your life by a loving and all-knowing God. When you find yourself trapped in moments of difficulty or caught in the seemingly endless stretches of waiting, it is easy to lose heart and question why these trials persist. But the truth is, these very struggles and pauses are not obstacles designed to defeat you. Rather, they are the essential groundwork for your transformation and breakthrough. They serve as the fertile soil from which your faith, resilience, and character will grow strong and unshakable. In the waiting, God is teaching you lessons that success alone could never impart. Patience becomes your greatest ally, and endurance your most valuable treasure. Each challenge is refining your spirit, shaping your mindset, and preparing you to receive the blessings that are on the horizon. It's within these moments of waiting that your trust in God deepens, your vision clarifies, and your heart becomes aligned with the divine purpose destined for you. The waiting is not a sign of abandonment or delay. It is a sacred invitation to lean deeper into God's wisdom and timing. Moreover, struggles serve as the crucible in which your true potential is revealed. They strip away the superficial and expose your inner strength. They force you to rely not on your own limited resources, but on the infinite power of God working within you. Without these seasons of hardship, the breakthrough would not be as sweet or as transformative. The very things that try to break you are often the same forces that build you up for greater things. The key is to recognize that every moment of struggle and every period of waiting is imbued with purpose. They are the divine pauses that prepare you to receive the fullness of God's promise. So instead of resisting or resenting these times, embrace them as necessary steps on your journey. Know that the patience you cultivate and the faith you nurture during these seasons are the seeds that will blossom into your ultimate victory. Through struggles and waiting, God is crafting a masterpiece out of your life, a story of triumph that will inspire and uplift not only you, but everyone who witnesses it. God works beyond human understanding, often in unexpected ways. This truth is at the heart of every divine encounter and miracle throughout history. We often try to fit God's actions into the narrow boxes of our expectations, shaped by logic, timing, and what seems reasonable to us. But God's ways transcend all human reasoning. The creator of the universe operates on a higher plane, where time, space, and circumstance are merely tools in his hands to craft a masterpiece far greater than we can imagine. When we look for God's intervention, we often expect it to come in the form we desire: a clear answer, a quick fix, or a dramatic event that makes sense to our finite minds. Yet God frequently chooses the road less traveled, the path that confounds logic and surprises the skeptic. His blessings might arrive disguised as delays, detours, or even obstacles, because these are the very things that prepare us, refine our character, and deepen our faith. The divine purpose behind these unexpected turns is to draw us closer to Him, to teach us humility, patience, and dependence on a power greater than ourselves. Our limited perspective causes us to miss the profound beauty in God's mysterious timing and methods. We forget that His silence is not absence, His delay is not denial, and His ways are not errors, but deliberate moves in a divine chess game. While we are focused on immediate results, God is weaving a tapestry of purpose that will only be fully revealed in time. The surprises He prepares often surpass anything we could have planned or hoped for, because they are designed with eternal wisdom. It is in this space of mystery and trust that true faith is born. To believe that God is working beyond what you see or understand requires surrender, a letting go of control, and an embracing of divine sovereignty. When you accept that God's ways are higher, you open yourself to experience miracles that break all patterns, blessings that defy explanation, and outcomes that rewrite your story. The unexpected nature of God's work is a constant reminder that He is not limited by our circumstances or our imagination. Instead, He is limitless, creative, and always ahead of us, preparing surprises that will transform your life in ways you never thought possible. Small signs around you, those subtle moments and seemingly ordinary events, are much more than mere coincidences. They are the delicate whispers of God's presence in your life, His gentle way of saying, "I am here and I am working for you." These signs might come in the form of an unexpected conversation, a sudden opportunity, or even a feeling of peace that settles over you in the midst of turmoil. When you begin to tune your heart and mind to recognize these moments, you start to see that God is not distant or silent, but actively involved in the details of your journey. Often these signs are easy to overlook because they don't announce themselves with grandeur. They may appear as small shifts in your environment, a door opening just when you needed it, a message from a stranger that brings clarity, or a chance encounter that changes your perspective. These are not random, they are divine markers, guiding you step by step. Like a master painter adding fine strokes to a canvas, God carefully places these signs to direct your path, encourage your faith, and reassure your spirit. Recognizing these signs requires a heart attuned to God's language, which is often subtle and symbolic. It demands attentiveness and a willingness to believe that the ordinary can carry extraordinary meaning. When you learn to see beyond the surface, you begin to understand that God's fingerprints are everywhere, hidden in the everyday moments, woven into the fabric of your daily life. This awareness turns waiting into expectation and uncertainty into hope. Moreover, these signs serve as divine encouragement, reminders that you are not alone. In times of doubt or fear, they act like gentle lights along a dark road, guiding you toward the promise that lies ahead. They confirm that God is preparing something for you, even if the full picture is not yet clear. Each sign is a sacred message meant to strengthen your faith, urging you to hold on a little longer, to trust a little deeper. In essence, these small signs are the sacred language of God's love and care. They are the proof that your story is being written by a hand far greater than your own, a narrative filled with purpose and hope. When you begin to notice and cherish these moments, your faith grows stronger, your spirit more hopeful, and your journey more confident, knowing that the divine is intricately involved in every step you take. What often appears as coincidence in our lives is far from random. It is divine preparation unfolding with perfect precision. When things seem to fall into place unexpectedly, when timing aligns perfectly or doors open seemingly out of nowhere, these are not mere strokes of luck or chance encounters. They are the deliberate work of God's hand orchestrating your destiny. This divine preparation is a profound reminder that you are part of a greater plan, one that moves beyond human understanding and operates on a level where nothing happens by accident. In the natural, we might attribute these moments to happenstance, but in the spiritual realm, these alignments are the evidence of God's active involvement in your life. It's as if the universe itself is being gently rearranged, situations are being molded, and circumstances are being fine-tuned to create the perfect environment for your breakthrough. This divine choreography ensures that when the time comes for your miracle or breakthrough, everything will be in place. Every person, every opportunity, every resource ready to come together in a harmonious and powerful way. Understanding that these are acts of divine preparation changes the way you perceive your journey. Instead of viewing the delays, detours, or even hardships as setbacks or failures, you begin to see them as intentional pauses, seasons of growth, and moments of training designed to prepare you for what lies ahead. Each coincidence is a piece of a larger puzzle, carefully arranged to shape your future and position you for success. This perspective invites you to trust the process, even when it feels uncertain or slow. It encourages you to be patient and observant, recognizing that God's timing is always perfect and His preparation is thorough. When you start to believe that nothing is accidental, you begin to embrace every detail of your journey, knowing that each step is purposeful and sacred. Divine preparation also means that God is equipping you not just externally, but internally. The experiences you go through, the lessons you learn, and the growth you achieve are all part of readying your heart and mind to receive the blessings ahead. You are being transformed, strengthened, and refined so that when your breakthrough arrives, you are prepared to handle it with wisdom, grace, and humility. So what seems like coincidence is actually a beautiful, intentional process, a spiritual crafting of your future by a God who knows every detail of your life and who desires to surprise you with blessings beyond your wildest dreams. When you embrace this truth, you move forward with confidence, knowing that you are walking a path paved by divine hands, destined for greatness. Patience and trust are not merely virtues to aspire to. They are the very lifelines that sustain your journey through the unseen seasons of divine timing. In a world that values instant results and quick fixes, cultivating patience can feel like an uphill battle. Yet patience is the quiet strength that keeps your heart anchored when the storm rages around you, when your prayers seem unanswered, and when the breakthrough you long for remains just out of sight. It is in this space of waiting that trust becomes the bridge connecting your present uncertainty to the promises God has laid out for your future. To trust in the midst of delay is an act of faith that requires surrender. Surrender to the fact that you are not in control and that there is a higher power weaving your story with perfect care. Trust means believing that God's timing is flawless, even when it contradicts your own timeline or desires. It means resting in the assurance that what is meant for you will not pass you by, and that every moment of waiting is purposeful, filled with unseen blessings and preparations. When impatience tempts you to take matters into your own hands, remember that rushing the divine process can often derail the very blessings you seek. Patience allows you to remain aligned with God's plan rather than settling for temporary or incomplete solutions. It teaches you to embrace the process, to learn from every moment, and to grow in wisdom and character while you wait. Trust also invites peace into your heart. It replaces anxiety with hope and fear with confidence. When you trust God fully, you are freed from the heavy burden of trying to force outcomes or control circumstances. Instead, you can walk forward with a calm assurance that what is coming is worth the wait, that the delay is not denial, and that God is actively working all things for your good, even when it doesn't feel that way. Patience and trust are intertwined. One feeds the other. The longer you wait with faith, the stronger your trust becomes, and the more patient you grow. This dynamic creates a spiritual resilience that empowers you to face challenges without losing hope. It transforms waiting from a passive state into an active season of preparation, where your spirit is fortified and your vision sharpened. In essence, patience and trust are the keys that unlock the door to your breakthrough. They are the anchors that hold you steady amidst uncertainty, and the quiet confidence that assures you that God's promises are coming to fruition. Embrace them fully, nurture them daily, and watch how they sustain you until the moment your divine surprise is revealed in all its glory. God's miracles often arrive in forms that challenge our expectations, disguised within the very challenges, delays, or detours we least anticipate. It is easy to mistake these moments of difficulty as setbacks or failures, but in truth, they are integral parts of the divine plan. A hidden blessing wrapped in a trial, a gift cloaked in delay. When God is working on your behalf, the breakthrough may not come as a sudden, obvious change, but rather through the slow unfolding of events that stretch your faith and deepen your character. Challenges test the strength of your spirit, pushing you beyond your comfort zone and forcing you to confront doubts, fears, and limitations you never knew existed. But these very challenges are the soil in which your faith takes root and grows strong. Through adversity, you develop resilience, patience, and a profound trust in God's timing. The detours and delays are not roadblocks, but reroutes that guide you to a better, more refined destination that aligns perfectly with God's purpose for your life. In fact, many of the greatest stories of transformation in Scripture and history were born out of seasons of waiting, hardship, or unexpected turns. The delay was never denial, and the detour was never a dead end. Rather, they were opportunities for preparation and growth. They allowed the individual to shed old limitations, build new strengths, and cultivate a deeper dependence on God. Without these seasons, the fullness of the miracle might not have been realized, or the person might not have been ready to receive it with the gratitude and humility it deserves. This perspective requires a shift in how we view our struggles. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is God preparing me for through this?" Understanding that your challenge is part of a greater divine strategy empowers you to face each difficulty with hope and purpose. It reminds you that God's timing and methods are perfect, even if they differ from your expectations. So, when you encounter delays or detours, don't despair. Lean into the experience with faith, knowing that God is using these moments to refine you, to redirect you, and to prepare you for something extraordinary. Your breakthrough may come disguised as a delay, but when it arrives, it will be unmistakably powerful, revealing that every trial was a necessary step toward the magnificent surprise God has in store for you. Faith, patience, and trust are not just abstract concepts. They are the essential keys that unlock the door to God's divine surprises in your life. When you hold on to these virtues, you align yourself with the very heartbeat of the universe, a rhythm orchestrated by a loving Creator who desires to bless you beyond measure. These qualities serve as the spiritual foundation upon which miracles are built, the unseen forces that prepare you to receive what God has already destined for you. Faith is the unwavering belief in what you cannot yet see. It is the confident assurance that God's promises are true, even when the circumstances around you suggest otherwise. Faith fuels your soul with hope and courage, empowering you to move forward when the path is unclear and the future uncertain. It is the quiet voice inside that says, "I trust God's plan," even when every other voice around you doubts or fears. Patience is the companion of faith, teaching you to wait without losing heart. It is the ability to remain calm and composed while the divine process unfolds in its perfect timing. Patience guards your peace and keeps discouragement at bay. It allows you to embrace the waiting season, knowing that God is actively working even when you do not see immediate results. Without patience, faith can waver, but together they create an unshakable foundation. Trust is the act of surrendering control and placing your confidence fully in God's wisdom and timing. It is the spiritual surrender that releases anxiety, fear, and the desire to manipulate outcomes. Trust acknowledges that God's perspective is infinitely greater than your own, and that His plans for you are good, even if they come through unexpected ways or delays. When you trust God completely, you open your heart to receive His blessings with gratitude and joy. These three, faith, patience, and trust, work in harmony to prepare you for the divine surprises God has planned. They help you navigate the seasons of uncertainty and waiting with grace and strength. More than that, they position you to recognize and embrace the moments when God moves, ensuring you don't miss the signs of His work in your life. When you cultivate faith, patience, and trust, you are not merely waiting passively, you are actively engaging with God's process. You become a participant in the miracle, a co-creator with the divine, ready to step into the new season with confidence. These qualities open your eyes to the subtle ways God communicates and moves, allowing you to walk boldly into your breakthrough. In essence, faith, patience, and trust are the spiritual keys that unlock the door to God's greatest gifts. They transform waiting into preparation, doubt into hope, and uncertainty into expectation. By holding tightly to these virtues, you prepare yourself to receive God's surprises, blessings that will exceed your dreams and forever change the course of your life. God's surprise is never merely about changing your external circumstances. It is a profound transformation that touches the very core of who you are. When He moves in your life, His intervention reaches far beyond the surface, reshaping your character, renewing your spirit, and elevating your purpose. This transformation is the heart of the divine surprise. It prepares you not only to receive blessings, but to carry them with wisdom, grace, and strength. Often we desire quick fixes, immediate relief, or sudden shifts that alter our situation overnight. Yet God's true miracle is more than a momentary change. It is a deep, lasting metamorphosis that aligns you with His greater plan. The breakthrough is a spiritual evolution as much as it is a material one. It molds you into the person you were meant to be, equipping you to handle new responsibilities, greater opportunities, and a higher calling. This inner transformation is what sustains the blessings and allows you to walk in them with confidence and integrity. This process may be subtle and gradual, working quietly within you as you navigate life's challenges and victories. It is the refining fire that purifies your motives, strengthens your faith, and cultivates humility. Through this transformation, you begin to see yourself and your circumstances through God's eyes, gaining clarity, purpose, and a renewed sense of identity. You become more resilient, compassionate, and attuned to the divine, ready to reflect His glory in every area of your life. Moreover, this transformation is what makes the blessings meaningful and sustainable. Without it, sudden success or change can become overwhelming or even destructive. God's surprise prepares your heart to receive abundance without losing sight of what truly matters: love, faith, and purpose. It teaches you to steward your blessings wisely and to use them to uplift others, fulfilling your divine mission. In essence, God's surprise is an invitation to a new you, a higher version shaped by divine love and purpose. It is not just about what happens to you, but about who you become through the process. This transformation ensures that the blessings you receive are not fleeting but eternal, rooted in a spirit renewed by grace and strengthened by faith. When you embrace this truth, you begin to see every challenge, delay, and victory as part of your spiritual journey. You understand that God's ultimate surprise is not just a changed circumstance, but a changed life, a life that reflects His goodness, power, and eternal love in every way. Stay strong and open-hearted, because the blessings God is preparing for you are destined to exceed every expectation you hold, even those buried deep within your soul. Often we limit our vision by the boundaries of our past experiences, the doubts whispered by fear, or the scarcity mindset that tells us to settle for less. But God's blessings are not confined by human limitations. They are vast, abundant, and overflowing, designed to elevate your life in ways you cannot yet imagine. To receive such blessings, you must cultivate strength, not just physical or emotional resilience, but spiritual strength that roots you firmly in faith and hope. This strength is forged in the fires of adversity, shaped by perseverance, and sustained by a heart that refuses to be hardened by disappointment. It is the courage to keep believing when circumstances suggest giving up, the endurance to remain faithful through delays, and the wisdom to trust that God's timing is perfect. Your strength becomes a beacon, a testimony that attracts divine favor and signals readiness for the incredible blessings ahead. Equally important is an open heart, one free from bitterness, fear, and doubt. An open heart is receptive, willing to embrace God's surprises with gratitude and joy, even when they come in unexpected forms. It is humble enough to accept help, generous enough to share blessings with others, and tender enough to recognize the hand of God in every detail. When your heart remains open, you become a fertile ground where God's grace can flourish and His blessings can take root and multiply. The combination of strength and openness prepares you not only to receive God's blessings, but to sustain them, steward them wisely, and use them for a greater purpose. It ensures that the blessings transform not just your life, but also the lives of those around you. Your breakthrough becomes a channel of hope and encouragement to others, a living testimony of God's faithfulness and power. Remember, God's blessings will often surpass your wildest dreams and go beyond what you think is possible. They will break the chains of limitation and bring freedom, joy, and peace. But to walk into these blessings, you must be ready, strong in spirit and open in heart. This readiness is an act of faith, a declaration that you trust God's goodness and are prepared to receive all that He has lovingly prepared for you. So stand firm, keep your heart open, and expect great things. The blessings on the horizon are greater than any challenge you have faced, more magnificent than any hope you have dared to dream. and more powerful than any obstacle in your path. God is ready to surprise you, and when He does, your life will never be the same again. Hold tightly to your strength and keep your heart wide open, because what God is preparing for you transcends every expectation, even those you have yet to fully recognize within yourself. So often we confine our hopes and dreams within the limits of our past experiences, defined by disappointments, setbacks, and the quiet voices of doubt that creep into our minds. Yet God's blessings do not operate within the narrow boundaries of human limitation. They flow from an endless source of abundance, grace, and love that far exceeds anything you can imagine or plan. Strength in this divine context is more than just endurance or perseverance. It is a spiritual power forged in the crucible of trials, refined by patience, and enlivened by unwavering faith. This strength anchors you through the storms that life inevitably brings, giving you the courage to stand firm when everything within you screams to surrender. It is the force that propels you forward when the path is unclear and the destination seems distant. Your spiritual strength is a beacon not only to yourself but to others, shining light in dark places, signaling readiness to receive God's extraordinary blessings. But strength alone is not enough. An open heart is equally crucial, a heart free from bitterness, fear, and skepticism, one that chooses trust over doubt, hope over despair. An open heart is fertile soil, ready to nurture the seeds of blessing God sows. It embraces change and the unexpected ways in which God moves, welcoming surprises even when they do not come wrapped in the package you expected. This openness invites grace to flow freely, allowing blessings to take root, grow, and multiply beyond measure. Together, strength and openness create a powerful synergy. They prepare you not only to receive God's blessings, but to steward them with wisdom, humility, and generosity. This means the blessings will not merely enrich your life, they will radiate outward, touching the lives of those around you and fulfilling a higher purpose. Your breakthrough becomes a testimony, a living proof of God's faithfulness that inspires and uplifts others walking their own journeys of faith. Remember, God's blessings are designed to shatter limitations and open doors you never thought possible. They bring freedom where there was bondage, joy where there was sorrow, peace where there was turmoil. But to fully step into these blessings, you must be ready. This readiness is not passive waiting. It is active preparation, a spiritual posture of strength, openness, and expectancy. It is a declaration of trust in God's perfect timing and infinite goodness. So stand firm in your faith. Guard your heart against fear and discouragement. Keep your spirit strong and your soul open. The blessings God has prepared are more magnificent than any challenge you have faced, more powerful than any obstacle in your way, and more beautiful than any dream you have dared to dream. When God reveals His surprise, it will be a moment of transformation so profound that your life will be forever changed. Trust in this promise and prepare yourself to receive the abundant, overflowing grace that is already on its way to you. As you stand on the threshold of God's extraordinary plans, remember that strength and openness are your greatest allies. Embrace the journey with unwavering faith, knowing that every challenge, every delay, and every sign is preparing you for a blessing beyond your wildest dreams. Trust that God's timing is perfect, His love boundless, and His surprises grander than you can imagine. Keep your heart ready and your spirit steadfast, for the moment of breakthrough is near, and when it arrives, it will transform your life forever.
We appreciate you joining us today. May the wisdom you've heard shape your vision, strengthen your faith, and lead you toward lasting success.